42 days. That's how long Sanford Stadium has not seen action between the hedges. Today is Georgia's final conference game of the regular season, and it's the Deep South's oldest rivalry with the Auburn Tigers in the doghouse. And there's no doubt that Georgia's hungry for a victory. Welcome to the Georgia Football Game Day Report. The Bulldogs are on the road for the second time this season. With the first trip to Columbia, South Carolina ending in a loss, the Bulldogs are hopeful that this time their trip to Columbia, Missouri will end in a victory. A 55-9 victory in between the hedges for the Bulldogs today. A lot of substitutions in today's game, which means a lot of Bulldogs seeing time on the field. We went into the locker room to see how the players felt about their performance today. Only one game between the hedges left for the Bulldogs, and who better to be in the doghouse but in-state rival Georgia Tech. Make sure you check backtogeorgiadogs.com for all information on Georgia football. Welcome to this week's edition of the Georgia Football Game Day Report. Today the Bulldogs played their last road game of the regular season before they head back here between the hedges. With 6 consecutive SEC games behind them and only 2 ahead, the Kentucky Wildcats are next on Georgia's path to Atlanta. Well, Bulldog Nation, it's time to hunker down and tee it up between the hedges. Every year, loyal supporters head to Sanford Stadium and meet at midfield where they finish off painting the G logo. We had a chance to catch up with some of these supporters to hear what they had to say about this colorful tradition. 2 practices down, 2 to go for the Bulldogs as they prepare for their last regular season SEC opponent, the Auburn Tigers. We asked the seniors what they said would be key in practice this week. They said execution, playing Georgia football, and number 3. Well, Bulldog Nation, this is it for the 2014 football season, and we're here at the Belk Bowl in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Bank of America Stadium, where the Bulldogs will soon take on the Louisville Cardinals, the first ever meeting between these two teams. Now, the Bulldogs have had 17 straight bowl game appearances, but they did a little bit more than just preparing for the bowl game. They went to the Hornets vs. Orlando Magic game and even stopped by the Levine Children's Hospital to check in with some local fans. Now, the Louisville Cardinals are no stranger to the Belk Bowl. They played in 2011 against North Carolina State, but didn't take home the victory. This is the 13th straight year for this bowl game, but not ever has it hosted 2 top 25 teams. Georgia's ranked number 13, Louisville right behind them at 21. Now, Georgia has the number 1 scoring offense in the SEC, but they're going against the number 6 defense in the nation at Louisville. Well, Bulldog Nation, it's rivalry week. None other than in-state matchup Georgia Tech in the doghouse this week to see who will take home the Governor's Trophy and run the state. It's senior day. The 2014 class will be the captains for today's game. They'll be honored pre-game, so make sure you get to Sanford Stadium early to cheer them on. The senior class goes into today's game 39-13 overall, looking to add another victory to that win column today. Coach Richt has called for a red out, so make sure you get there dressed in red, early, and be loud. Make sure you check backtogeorgiadogs.com for all of our post-game coverage, including post-game highlights and interviews. Thanks for joining us on this last Game Day Report. I'm Ashley Rosenberg.